It's been a while since I've talked about anything related to January 6th on my channel. But this story right here is going to crack y'all the hell up, I promise you. Because when I saw it, I laughed so hard. And shout out to Tawana in the Discord because she's the one that brought it to my attention. So in this picture, you see a man by the name of Paul Kovacik. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. He's out of Wisconsin. And ironically, the RNC was just held there recently. And this man was involved with what happened on January 6th. Well, this guy was so scared of being prosecuted and being in jail that he hopped his ass on a plane and fled the establishment. This man flew from Wisconsin all the way to Ireland with the attempt of seeking asylum, just so he wouldn't have to do any jail time for the role he played in January 6th. And they love to tell black people we need to take accountability. I want y'all to share this story as far and wide as you can to all of those individuals who say that, the black people included. A Wisconsin man fled to Ireland and sought asylum to avoid a prison sentence for joining a mob's attack on the U.S. Capitol over 3 years ago, federal authorities allege in a court statement filed on Tuesday. The filing charges Paul Kovacik with defying a court order to surrender and serve 3 months behind bars for participating in the January 6, 2021 riot at the Capitol. He only had to do 3 months and you fled the establishment for that? Now, because of what he did, he's most likely going to get more jail time on top of what he had to do. He only had to do 3 months. He most likely would, well, depending on when he was supposed to go, he would have been out by now. Now your name is in the news because you wanted to be a dumbass. Paul, age 56, was arrested last month after he voluntarily returned to the U.S. from Ireland. Well, that tells me right there that 3 months since he was supposed to do would have been done had he stayed. Paul is serving his sentence at a federal prison in Chicago and is scheduled to be released from prison on September the 8th. But a conviction on the new misdemeanor charge could lead to more time behind bars, and it should. Paul told authorities that he decided to withdraw his asylum claim and return to the U.S. because he felt homesick. The jokes write themselves, y'all. According to a U.S. Marshals Service deputy affidavit, the FBI initially arrested Paul in June 2022. A year later, U.S. District Judge Reggie Walton sentenced Kovacik after he pleaded guilty to a misdemeanor charge of parading, demonstrating, or picketing in a Capitol building. Kovacik took videos of rioters' damage as he moved through the Capitol on January 6th. He later uploaded his footage onto his YouTube channel with titles such as "Treason Against the United States is About to be Committed." According to prosecutors, they said Kovacik's criminal record included 24 prior convictions. So this man had a laundry list of stuff going on in his background before he did what he did on January 6th. See, and that's the thing. If they would not be such idiots, then they could get away with a lot of the stuff that people don't know about them, but now everybody knows about your past. Or they will. Walton initially ordered Kovacik to report to prison on August 22nd, 2023, but the judge agreed to extend that deadline to November 1st, 2023, after Kovacik requested more time for his seasonal employment at a theme park in Georgia. What? F that. His ass would have been cut from that job and he would have been right in that cell. The court issued a warrant for Kovacik's arrest after he flew to Dublin, Ireland, through Germany on the day that he was supposed to report to prison in Chicago. Kovacik called himself a political prisoner when investigators questioned him after his arrest last month at an arrival gate at Minneapolis-St. Paul International Airport. Inside his luggage, authorities found documents related to his asylum request which cited a fear of political persecution, the deputy wrote. The affidavit doesn't say whether the Irish government acted on Kovacik's request. An attorney who represented Kovacik in his Capitol riot case declined to comment on the new charge. More than 1,400 people have been charged with federal crimes related to the January 6th attack. Several other Capitol riot defendants have become fugitives at different stages of their prosecutions. This guy is what the old folks would say is a new fool. But maybe he's an old fool, not because of his age, but just because he hasn't evolved out of his idiocracy. What the hell were you thinking? And then fled the establishment on the day that you were supposed to report to prison. And he was over there the whole time. I think the funniest part to me was him saying he came back to the States because he got homesick. What was it that you missed here that made you want to come back? Is the question. And the thing is, it's not like you're going to go home. You're going right to prison. He's in there right now. And I think they should give him more time because he fled. I think he should do a whole... If it was up to me, he would do way longer than 3 months. But you know what? Let's change 3 months to 3 years. This is a funny story right here. Like this sounds like a SNL skit. But I don't want to hear another individual talk about black people need to take accountability. This man, 3 months, you couldn't do 3 months. You fled the establishment to go to Ireland to avoid going to jail for 3 months. And it's not like he didn't notice how long he was going to do because he was there when he was sentenced. They told him what he was going to do. And he couldn't do 3 months. But this is supposed to be the so-called superior group. Make it make sense.